welcome back to my channel. Yes. So, we've got two pieces of news. It was nothing a long time. Now we've got two pieces of news to talk about. The Ederson news is a bit more to talk about, so I'll start off with O'Reilly news here. I pissed off a few people on Twitter, by the way. I pissed off some people on Twitter. Oh, did. Oh, well, let me close that. And, let's start with O'Reilly. So I was going to a stream. In fact, if you saw early enough, you might have noticed that I changed the title and thumbnail of this stream. Originally, the title and thumbnail were, O'Reilly, could leave. The title was O'Reilly could leave, and the thumbnail said like big mistake. So I've changed that title and thumbnail because it looks like he's staying. Man City want to keep doesn't, want to keep. That doesn't say we are keep. It's we want to. Okay, instead of we want to keep, say or we will keep. That gives me more confidence. Anyhow, wants to keep Nico O'Reilly, and there are no plans for the player to leave this summer. Pep Guardiola is very happy with the 20-year-old. So, in my opinion, with O'Reilly staying, at least one midfielder has to go. I mean, I know he's gonna play left back. That's probably what people will say. Oh, he'll play left back, it's fine. But he can't just play left back. He has to play elsewhere too. He has to play in midfield sometimes. He has to play... I think he has to play over the pitch a bit. That's how he gets minutes, right? If he just solely plays left back, he won't get that many minutes. He has to be the backup, 8, and the backup left back at the same time. At least for me. Because that way you'll get way more minutes out of him. And you've still got Guardiola who can play left back if need be, or Victor Hayes. So with O'Reilly, I'm not injury scared, but not injury scared, sorry, transfer scared, but oh well. Looks like he's staying, which I think is good. Because we talk about homegrown, right, and club trained and stuff. And if we currently look, our current homegrown players are O'Reilly, Lewis, Foden, Bob. That's our club trained players, as well as McAtee, who I reckon will leave. So when you go over to the Champions League, which I've already prepared, if you put in here Foden and Bob, obviously, no argument. And now O'Reilly, it seems like he'll stay. So if you don't know how this works in a Champions League spot, you have 4 spots for players trained by the club. You can only register players trained by the club in these 4 spots. In these spots, you can register any homegrown player. And in these spots, you can register any player. So if you had 25 players who were club trained, you could register these players on your entire squad. If you had, let's say if you had 10 homegrown players, association trained, you could put 4 here, and you could put the rest here. So, it's basically, if you are in the top list, you can go in every list below. So, if you're in this list, you can go into the bottom list as well. But players who only qualify for the top list can't go into a list, or in the bottom list, can't go into a list above them. So, with that said, buying Livramento is homegrown, but he's not club trained. He's not a Man City player. So you can't put him on this list. You have to put Rico Lewis or something like that, or McAtee. I don't think it's a problem. Like the punishment, you don't get punished for not filling the list. Your punishment for not filling the list is you get to take a player less to the Champions League. So, I don't think that this is a problem, because if you have a 24-man squad, I mean, we leave one player out, we are left with a 24-man squad, right? So then you put Ake on your list, you, let's go quickly, yeah, homegrown is a bit tight, isn't it? Yeah, nobody in here is homegrown. Grealish will leave, I believe. Bettinelli, of course. And that's it. Bettinelli and Stones, but I think Stones is on the cutting block as well. So, okay, you could register these 3 players, but they don't do much for you. And now you've got to fight for these spots. So there's way too many players for all these spots. So let's go through them, right? Starting 11 first. Ait Nouri, sure. Guardiol Diaz Nunez. Guardiol Diaz Nunez. Fine. Reinders Rodri. Rodri and then Sherky. What have I got there? Marmoush. Haaland. Silva. So you already don't have a lot of spots left here. Kusunov. Reis. Akanji. Kusunov. Reis. Akanji. I mean, you can tell we are running out of spots already. Ortega. Kovacic. Let's add him quickly. I mean, I can add Lewis here too. Sure, why not? Kovacic. Wait, Audrey. So Foden, Bob are on it. Grealish, I reckon, will go. Gonzalez. Yeah, Phillips will leave as well. Phillips will leave. So then Echeverri, Doku, Savio. You can't take either of these players along right now. So a homegrown player doesn't help, by the way. Let's say you get Livramento. If you get Livramento, okay, you can add him to this. You still can't put these 2 players on the list. So players have to leave. It's that simple. Players have to leave. If I look at this team right now, you've got O'Reilly, can play left back, can play centre back. I think you take out Kovacic. If you take out Kovacic, you can put in 1 extra player. So let's move Gonzalez and Echeverri up. So then you can register Doku. Voila, you've registered Doku now. And now you need to find another space to clear up. Somehow. So, I guess maybe Nunez. You get rid of Nunez. You can register Savio here. And now you've got a almost fully registered squad. And okay, now you don't have a right back, but you go buy a homegrown right back. Livramento. Now you can get that right back in there. But now with a bit shorter midfielders. I mean, Lewis in midfield. But yeah, I think Lewis staying is better anyhow. Because we're already just looking quickly through these spots. And we need homegrown players, say it like it's that simple. Like, people will complain about homegrown when you want to buy a player. But then they'll tell you why it's okay for academy players to leave. It's obvious the likes of Gundo and Kovan need to leave, absolutely. To make space for the not homegrown. Lewis is homegrown, trained at the club as well, indeed. Ederson. We have too many non-homegrown. That was a concern for next season. Absolutely. I mean, we need to clear out some stuff here right now. Who will come in as goalkeeper? Because let's talk about Ederson news first. You know what? It doesn't make sense for me to talk about this without talking about Ederson first. So, Napoli tried to sign Ederson last week with talks taking place, but move is now off as deal was not feasible. Which sounds cryptic, but I found this German source, which was the first to report links between Ederson and Galatasaray, which have now been popping up everywhere. So, this is the first source to report on this that I know of. And they said that Ederson rejected Napoli. So over here it says the move is off. That tells you nothing. Here it says he rejected Napoli, probably because of salary reasons. Turkish teams are gonna pay you bigger salaries, right? So Ederson, I can see him joining Galatasaray. I'm not gonna support it. Like the type of abuse he's faced is terrible. Like you should not abuse players the way you have. But let's be honest, if you have been abused like that, you will want to leave. That's not a good thing. Don't do that just because you don't want them in the club. But that is the effect. You know what? Yeah, it is unfortunate. It works. Abusing players does work. It's very unfortunate. It doesn't always work. Sometimes it will. But it's a terrible thing to do anyhow. But if his wages can be met, if he can go play starting football, I see no reason why he wouldn't join Galatasaray. I mean, I doubt he has much love left for Man City right now. So, with that said, I reckon Ederson goes and joins Galatasaray. So, is Ederson in this list? I believe he is. Not. Oh god, this is gonna be difficult. So, let's say we go get Costa. He's the goalkeeper we've been linked to the most. This is difficult, isn't it? Because we still have Nunez in there. So, now we've got a squad who's all not homegrown. Starting 11. Let's wipe this. Yeah? Let's completely wipe this. And I think Lewis is not necessary. I'm fine with a 24-man squad, but the problem is, if Aki leaves, you need to replace Aki. So then I would say, okay, Aki leaves, you replace him with a right back, a backup right back. And Stones leave, you don't have to replace him at all, right? We've got enough centre backs as it is. In fact, I would argue that both Akanji and Stones can leave, and we still have enough centre backs with Husanov and Hayes. So centre backs is fine then for me. So let's register that. As our foreign centre backs, Husanov and Hayes. There we go. Now we've got. Yeah, we'll keep Ake and O'Reilly for now. We'll come back to that. Ortega we'll register as well. Sure. I'll put the goalkeeper there first. That's easier to keep track of. We're gonna need a midfielder. A backup midfielder. That is not Lewis. Let's skip that for now. Let's go to press here. Gonzalez Echeverri. Nico Gonzalez. Echeverri. Doku Savio. Good. And then our starting 11. Should get on here entirely. Won't fit though. Costa. Ait, Nuri. Guardiol. Diaz. Nunez. Reinders. Rodri. Scherki. Marmouche. Haaland. And Silva. So we're still 2 spots left, assuming we get a midfielder. Which is actually, talking about midfielders, why I wanted Gibbs White. Because he's a homegrown midfielder who can play a lot of positions. But just didn't end up happening, I suppose. But on Gibbs White, yeah, apparently it's a surprise for the Forest players, as you can see here, that we didn't come in for him. So I guess Nottingham Forest is salty now, if you see how Spurs is going about it. But I don't really get it, because if I'm going through this list, I would like a Gibbs White there. I think that would help out a ton. With this squad specifically. So, because you could register Gibbs White to this list, so then you don't need to worry about the midfielder in this list. And I also want to get rid of Aki. I still don't rate Lewis enough. That this rebuild, yeah, they ain't done, but we can't let go of O'Reilly. We can't let go of O'Reilly. Because you see how we struggle already, yeah? We're struggling for a midfielder. We're struggling to get rid of players. We're struggling to get a right back. Our goalkeeper is still an issue. So we're struggling with 4 different things right now. And still we are, and still we have O'Reilly. So if O'Reilly goes, we'll struggle with even more now homegrown wise, because then we certainly have to bring in an extra homegrown player. Let me quickly do a thing here. Let's say only 4 players leave, because I see some people talking about only 4 players leaving. So that would mean we keep Grealish. There you go. You will keep Ederson. Yeah, let's say Ederson, Aït-Nouri. Oh god, this is getting a real mess, isn't it? Aït-Nouri. Gvardiol, Diaz, Nunez, Reinders, Rodri, Marmouche, Kerkis, Silva, Haaland. There you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. So yeah, you've already got all your homegrowns registered. So McAtee is homegrown, but he'll have to go onto the list for not homegrown because he can't fit on these 2 anymore. So you're gonna put McAtee on here. So McAtee goes on there. Let's not talk about Phillips and Nipan. Nobody talks about them. They're all on the list. Kovacic is not. There you go. Kovacic is added. Gonzalez, Echeverry, Coco and Savio. There you go. That works for now, but I feel like I'm forgetting something here. Akanji, Gundogan, they're not on the list, are they? Yeah, Akanji is not on the list. Gundogan is not on the list. So Ederson, Aït-Nouri, Gvardiol, yeah. Starting 11. Then McAtee, of course. I didn't include the centre backs. Oh, I didn't include centre backs. So you still have Husanov. Still have Reis. There you go. Husanov, Reis are on the list now. Ortega on this list. No, Ortega is not on this list either. So Ortega has to get on. So people say only 4 players will leave. Right? I see a lot of people say that. 4 players leaving, even if all 4 of them are homegrown, not homegrown, it's not enough. Let's say McAtee leaves. Let's say Grealish leaves. No. Let's say Grealish stays. Let's say Gundogan, Akanji leaves. And if Ederson leaves, he will be replaced with a not homegrown player. So, if 4 players leave, you still need to get rid of 2 players. You still have 2 players that can't be registered. So I'll see people say, oh, only 4 players will leave. 4 players is not enough. You need to get out more than 4 players. And if you do want to get in some, or if you do want to get in some new signings, they have to be homegrown. Take out Akanji. IRC have 21 not homegrown in total, so 4 non-homegrown will need to leave. No, more than 4 not homegrown have to leave, or 4 players in total have to leave. Because some people say we're only having 4 players leaving. 4 players is not enough. Because if 4 players leave, we have more than 8 homegrowns. That means that some of the homegrowns can't be on these slots. Some of the homegrown players can't be on this spot. Because Foden is there, Bob is there, O'Reilly is there, Lewis, Aki, Bettinelli, Stones, Grealish. That's 8 players. Now McAtee has to be listed separately. So I don't know if McAtee is in here. Yeah, I deleted him earlier. But McAtee has to go into this list. So 4 players to leave is not enough. Even 4 homegrowns to leave is not enough. If 4 homegrown players leave, you still can't register 1 player on your squad. So more than 4 non-homegrowns have to leave. I mean, let's say Akanji leaves, then 4, or sorry, not Akanji. McAtee leaves, then 4 non-homegrowns leave. Sure, now that works, but now you still don't have a right back. Let's say Ederson leaves. Ederson is not homegrown. whoever you replace Ederson with, whether homegrown or not, they can't be registered to this list right now. So more than 4 non-homegrowns have to leave. You need to get out more than 4 players. Yeah, McAtee. Between Gusnov, Race, Echeverry will definitely... yeah, one of them will definitely be loaned out, I agree. I don't think all of them are staying. At least some of them will be loaned out, I think. It's annoying. It's annoying. Bro, the problem is, I've no idea what the club is planning, isn't it? This is what I would do, yeah? Let me just show you what I would do, personally. If I could do whatever I want, I'll show it over here. I'll show it over here. I'd have Foden, Bob, and I'd have O'Reilly. I would sell off Rico Lewis, and then I would, I mean, we still have Aki. I would replace Aki with a homegrown right back, backup right back, and then bring in, so this is a backup. Let me put that in bold so you can see that's a new signing. Maybe change the color. I don't know. That's so new signing. I'd get that in. Then I reckon that Kusanov, or sorry, not Kusanov, that Lewis probably leaves. Bettinelli will be in there. Phillips will leave. So you know what? Let's go with Bettinelli, yeah? Let's go Bettinelli here and Cash here. Oh fuck. Copy this. There you go. So he still needs players there, but homegrown. Stones. Grealish. Here. Let's say a homegrown right back, or starting right back. Okay, let's think of a starting right back. A starting right back. Homegrown. I mean, there's only one option, isn't it? It's Livramento. Again, if I could do whatever I like, you get Livramento in. And now a midfielder. I would say a midfielder who is homegrown. That's what I would do. So, Morgan Rodgers, example. Morgan Rodgers. Just an example. Just an example. So, now you've got 7 players registered to your 8 homegrown slots, right? Which means you can only take a 24-man squad into the Champions League. But I'm fine with that. I don't think you need more than 24 men. So if you've got 24 slots open, now you can get your starting 11 on there. So you'll have Costa, the goalkeeper, Ait Nouri, we're gonna have Vardiol, Diaz, right back is Livramento, over here. Again, just an example. So now Reinders, Rodri, Kerky, Marmoush, Bernardo, and Haaland. Well, you've got your starting 11 on there. Now we get to see what do we keep for the bench. I would definitely say Gusnov, Race, Ortega. Let's put them on here. Gusnov, Race. Gonzalez, obviously, and Echeverry. Gonzalez, Echeverry. And now you've still got 2 slots open. So, there you go. Even last season, we only registered 21 players for the Champions League, which is a big problem. We need to register 25 players, 24, 25 players. Take an entire squad, have rotation there. Don't make players play in unnecessary Champions League games, right? So I mean, if we do the clear outs that I just did here, then we'd have to buy another 3 players, 4 players if Ederson. I'll make this one purple. Because this is only if Ederson leaves. So if Ederson stays, obviously you keep Ederson. But I reckon he leaves. I personally reckon he leaves. From the news, he rejected Napoli. He's looking at bigger wages there in Galatasaray. It just seems like he'll leave to me. Now you can register both Doku and Sato. There you go. So with that done, let's go through all the players, yeah? So Ederson is not on the list. Gundogan is not on the list. McAtee is not on the list. Grealish is not on the list. I mean, Phillips is not on the list. Dipan is not on the list, but I reckon he'll be alone. Same with Phillips, really. He'll be alone. Stones is not on my list. Kanji is not on my list. Ake is not on my list. Nunez is not on my list. Sadly, Silva still is on there. In fact, I'd rather have Nunez than Silva at this point, but because he can play right wing. If we're going with a rebuild, it has to be new players, right? All of these players are on my list. Yes. No, Kovacic is not. Let's see. Kovacic. It's not on here. Kovacic is not on my list either. And neither is Lewis. So the cleared out I would have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players sold and 3 players loaned out. Now I'm not saying this is for a single window. This doesn't all have to be in the same window. Yellow players are players whose contract expires at the end of the window. And orange are homegrown players who are at the end of the season. Orange is homegrown players whose contracts expired at the end of the season. So some of these players may stay, like Kovacic. You don't need to go get a homegrown midfielder yet because you'll have Kovacic there. But if you have Kovacic there, that means that you're losing a spot. So that's when you start getting into the loan deals for Echeverri, for example. You loan out Echeverri to make space for Kovacic. That's when you get into that stuff. But if you can just do whatever I want for the moment, this is something like the squad will be remaining with. In fact, homegrown right back. There you go. I'll just call it homegrown right back. Homegrown right back. Well, let me do that like this. So we've got a left back and a right back backup. Both of them can play a lot because there's only going to be one midfielder here on the bench. Only one central midfielder on the bench. And that's going to be this Rodgers in this case I use as example. So, homegrown midfielder. So because there's only one homegrown midfielder, central midfielder, you can give O'Reilly some minutes in midfield as well. Which means that he should play quite a bit. And you still have Gonzalez here as your as a midfielder, Echeverri here as a midfielder, Foden, Bob, who can both play in midfield. So you still have all of midfield options. Central backs are fine. Goalkeepers are fine. So I do believe Ortega will leave, but we'll have to see news about that first. Yeah, this is the squad. 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11. There you go. 13 players. 13 players. 24-man squad. And if you count the homegrowns right now, or not homegrowns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 not homegrowns, of which Echeverri and Race do not count yet for the homegrown criteria in the Premier League. So you'd have one too many. Oh no! You wouldn't. I forgot to add or to change the numbers here because of the homegrown right back. So you'd have 15 or 17 not homegrown players then, if you include the under 21s. I mean, this is a good squad. Don't get me wrong. I think that this is a good squad. You've got a bench right back. Doesn't have to be the greatest. Just a solid right back there. You can get your I don't know, Morgan Rogers. And then the homegrown right back is where I think the biggest problem lies. Which is, I mean, here's the solution. You keep Nunez for the season. You try to find this homegrown right back in the meantime. And Echeverri goes out on loan. Or Victor Hayes goes out on loan. That's maybe solution. That. But it's gonna be a homegrown player who leaves. We're too short on them. We're too short on them. Yeah, I think we would put non-homegrown player out first, because we can't have a player who can't be registered in the Champions League. Maybe in January next season we would have more homegrown players leave. Yeah, that's true. Like the rebuild can be done over multiple windows, right? You can get players out in January. Like part of the problem is too many players. I mean, that's the biggest problem, really. So you can get players out in January to speed this thing up. Is it great? No, but if that's what you have to do. But to do that, the players have to be benched. So John Stones has to be on the bench until January. And then you can sell him. Because if they're not on the bench, they won't want to leave. That's the problem. Big up to Adam as well. Big up to Adam. How are you? Hit the likes. Yes, do be hitting the likes. Do be subscribing as well. I mean, the perfect rebuild is difficult, isn't it? We've really put ourselves in a tough situation. Here. So who would this homegrown midfielder be, for example? I mean, Morgan Rogers, right? Morgan Rogers. Internet, come on. He's 22, okay, he's 22. How much do you think he'd be worth? Let's say transfer value and add 10 million to it. Okay, so let's say 65 million, and you add 10 million on top of that for English tax. So 75 euros to pounds. So we'd be looking at 65 to 70 million pounds for Morgan Rogers. Is that worth it? Maybe. Maybe. So if you say that's worth it, then you can put Rogers here. Or you could go buy a left back, maybe. You could do this as well. You could put O'Reilly here and go buy a left back. So I don't know. Homegrown left back. I don't know. You could do that as well. But too many positions are not home at the moment. You really need it. That's why I wanted Gibbs White, man. That's why I wanted Gibbs White. Because now you look at how difficult it is to get this squad right, and now you're like, oh, maybe we should have gotten Gibbs White. Trafford. I mean, let's say we get Trafford. That helps. And now you get another spot open there in your homegrowns. Anyhow, forget homegrowns. Forget homegrowns for now. Now I'm just happy that O'Reilly is staying. So I think he's a quality player. Breaking news. Investigation start for Paul. Why? So you're saying Man City squads for the new coming season? I'm just saying post-rebuild, what we should look like. So, the rebuild will not be done this summer. If you are expecting the rebuild to be done this summer, listen, I would love that. I think it's our own fault, the situation we're in. I don't think there are any excuses. And I want the rebuild to be done this summer. But it won't be. It won't be done this summer. It's that simple. That's just... if you look at my list here, there are 9 players that have to leave just this summer. And 4 that have to come in on top of what we've already signed. It's not all gonna happen this summer. So, this list, or like this selection I made, it's more so my long-term goal for like next summer, right? What we should look like at the end of next summer. So, I think if we go with an intermediary path, where we loan out maybe Grace, and we keep Mateus Nunes for another season, and we keep Akanji maybe for another season. Someone else goes out on loan. When you do that, I still think you can have a team to win a trophy with. Not a league title, but win a trophy. So the rebuild won't be done. But that does mean we won't have a good team. But for Man City, a rebuild to be done means a team that's going to win the Premier League every season, right? I'm not too fussed right now about rebuilds being easily done. Do you think we are currently strong enough? At least, no. We're nowhere near winning a league title. That's the honest truth. And people tell me I'm glazing Liverpool. Like, let me tell you the honest truth. One of the best, if not the best, goalkeepers in the Premier League plays for Liverpool. Not Man City, Liverpool. The best, undisputed best centre-back in the Premier League, Liverpool. One of the best, if not the best, left-back, Liverpool. The best 10 in the league, Liverpool. The second best 6 in the league, behind Rodri, in my opinion Gravenberg, Liverpool. One of the best midfielders of last season, McAllister, Liverpool. The best winger in the Premier League, Liverpool. They have the best winger, they have the best centre-back, arguably the best goalkeeper, arguably the best midfielder, with Rodri being out injured. Only if Rodri is injured. So they have all of that, and they are surrounded with good players. Those top players I already listed, and they have good squad depth. And they don't have uncles to take care of. It's not glazing Liverpool, what I'm doing. But if last season they needed to get 91 points, they would have gotten 91 points. Liverpool is very good right now. They strengthened. We were bad last season. We've only done half a rebuild. Nowhere near a league title. We're nowhere near. You know what, yeah? If Pep Guardiola wins a league title with our current squad, no more signings, only a few deadwoods to leave, no more signings, win a league title with this, that's more impressive than the treble. But to win a league title with this is more impressive than the treble. Our squad is a mess. It's a proper mess. Doesn't mean we shouldn't win a trophy. We should, but still. And it's a mess we worked ourselves into. Again, not an excuse. It's a mess we worked ourselves into. People should be blamed for that. About his birthday. What the fuck you done on his birthday? How the fuck you gonna get investigated for your birthday? No. Especially the deadwood. Yeah, there's so much deadwood to get rid of. I personally think that we have enough firepower offensively, I agree, to win the league. I think we've got the best attack, and I think that's where the positive ends for the Man City. Haaland, Shetty, Marmoush, Foden, Rangers, and Rodri have a great season. We've got the offensive prowess, but we don't have anything else around that. The system doesn't work great right now. The depth is not what I think you need for the modern title race. Because it's more games than it used to be in it. It's more games in the Champions League as well. I think depth is an issue there. And when you have to play with Bernardo Silva a lot, that's a problem. Of course, defensively, we still need to improve. I think defensively, mainly, we need to get Akanji out and bring in a right back and get Stones out. I think our defensive sorted, to be honest. Mainly it's midfield that needs to like the old players to leave and bench players to come in, fight rest. That's what I think is the main one. Another winger would be nice, of course. Like Savio, Doku. We all know they're not always the greatest. And our goalkeeper. They're altogether goalkeeper. I can't do this stuff anymore with Ederson, you know? I can't do this stuff anymore with Ederson. He's gonna have 2 good games, and people are gonna live off of it for a decade or more. It's honestly ridiculous, yeah? How Ederson has been at the club for as long as he's been. Because he has like 1 good season and 3 bad seasons. Like, bro, just be consistent, you know? If you're gonna be shit, at least be consistently shit, you know what I mean? Like, when you've got a player who's good 1 season, shits the next season, the entire fan base defends the player. Because they had a good season. Look at Jack Grealish. First season, bad. Treble season, great. Next 2 seasons, terrible. But that's treble season. He lives off that treble season still. There are still Man City fans who want to keep Grealish. And they will argue homegrown, and then they'll turn around and say, oh, we can't keep the academy players. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Football fans sometimes. Football fans. Anyhow. That's everything talked about, really. It's not that much, is it? Not that much. But, oh well. We'll leave it there. There's not a lot of news right now to talk about, so... Elf Rage, we're gonna redirect to views on sports. Arsenal fan, big up to him. Actually, before I end the stream, let's talk about Arsenal. Talk about Arsenal a bit. Let's see it. Let me share my screen as well. Arsenal. For God's sake. Fabrizio. Go. This team. Special club. It's a special talent. Really, it is a special talent. They need they need a 6. They go sign a 6. Great. They need a 10. They go sign another 6. Okay, depth. So they still need a 10. They'll go sign a right winger. They still need a 10 and a left winger. So okay, they'll go sign a left winger, but one that's shit. They need a striker. They'll sign a left winger. And they'll put him in the striker role. It's impressive, yeah, how you can make so many signings and not improve. Honestly, those Madueke improve Arsenal from where they are at, yeah. It's shocking. It really is. Honest to God, at the end of the day, I can still be happy. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to Adam as well. At the end of the day, I can still be happy that I'm not an Arsenal fan. They take the piss. They need a 10, buy a 6, to be Mendy. They'll need a 10. They go buy another 6, 8, not regarded. Need a left winger? They go buy a shitty one, that doesn't improve them. Need a striker? They're looking at Sesko, a fucking left winger. Shit stuff, isn't it? They will probably sign Eze for the left wing. I doubt it. I doubt it. You know what? Man City has better chances of signing Eze. So I would love Eze. We've got better chances of signing him, and he needs to be our bench player. He needs to be more happy sitting on our bench than playing for them. Honestly, I don't know why players want to play for Arsenal. I really don't. I wouldn't want to play for Arsenal. I don't know. Maybe I'm just toxic and negative, you know? Maybe I demand too much bare minimum business practices from professionals who are paid millions, like millions upon millions. Anyhow, I'm waffling at this point, so once again, I'm gonna redirect this. Not a lot to talk about. Alfred, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.